Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. So, how would you like to understand how you become a master prospector? Wouldn't that be a cool thing to have a clear path on how that happens? Because that's the number one skill, really, that you want to become very competent at. And it's really not that difficult. And most of the time, that path takes someone in their learning from thinking it's really hard to making it really hard into understanding it's actually not very hard at all, and then getting to the point where it's pretty simple. But unfortunately, everybody has to go through their own learning curve like we have on everything. I mean, it was incredibly difficult for me to start prospecting, over 29 years ago, almost 30 years ago, because I'm a deep introvert and I'm a non-confrontational personality. And those two things together, mixed with the fact that my self-esteem was not very good, boy, that is not a great recipe for being in any element of sales. Matter of fact, I failed every sales aptitude test I ever took, right? Everybody always said, hey, you're a nice guy, but you're no salesman. And they're right. I'm a helper. It's what I do. I'm about serving and helping people. But you still have to learn to prospect. Yes, it's great to learn to market. There's all kinds of great teaching out there on attraction marketing and on advertising and all that great stuff. But, that takes time, money, testing, etc. And you got tons of people that you can reach out and touch the right way and begin building your business. As a matter of fact, a lot of people become extremely successful, me included, who never learned how to market, right? We never used it, right? We might have used rudimentary stuff like guerrilla marketing, like flyers and stuff that some people laugh at, which by the way still works, but to find new leads, but that didn't take skill at all. It was just grunt work, right? But the prospecting part is free. And if you learn how to do it and you're willing to go through the learning curve, you can become very, very successful at it and become very, very good at it and very, very comfortable. And then no matter where you ever go in the world, you can be effective. So understand the learning curve. It's pretty normal in everything you've ever done. It always starts with that first stage of the learning curve where you're unconsciously incompetent. You have no idea what you don't know. You're excited about it, but you don't really know, right? And then stage 2 is when you are consciously incompetent. You understand that you don't know. You get really clear on all the stuff you don't know. Stage 3 is where you become consciously competent. When you're dialed in, you're really focused, you become relatively effective. And stage 4 is when it becomes natural. You don't even have to think about it, right? And that will happen for you if you're willing to walk through each of those stages, just like you've done in everything you ever learned how to do in your life. You already have plenty of proof that you can. So I'll walk you quickly through these stages. Stage 1 is that unconsciously incompetent. And so you have kind of two kinds of people that get started. One, the person who's so excited they can't help it. They just go out and start talking to people and vomiting and blowing it up with all kinds of people, right? Because they're telling them way too much. They can't help themselves, right? And it's tough because they don't get very good results. Yeah, they might sponsor some people. And obviously, people of high credibility, it almost doesn't matter what they say. They're going to sponsor a lot of people. But for most people, right, their perceived credibility is not super high in their sphere of influence. And so they're gonna mess up a lot, right? That's just the bottom line. They think they got to be telling people all kinds of stuff as opposed to just finding out, are they open, right? Which is all you're really doing in prospecting. And so that's stage 1. Now, the other half of the people don't even do stage 1. They immediately go to stage 2. They're so caught up in fear of not knowing the right thing to say and not knowing how they should say it and trying to figure out, all the proper words, right? They don't understand that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person. They don't understand yet, no matter how you tell them, that it's just hard, it's just mathematics, that some will, some won't, so what? They don't get that stuff. Right? They feel like it's a great thing and that this person would do it if they understood it right. And now they put all the onus on themselves to make sure they do it exactly right. And then they overthink it and they don't even talk to half the people they could because they talk themselves out of it. Right? That's why I made the 27 scripts, because it's a simple roadmap anybody can do, because that's how I developed. I developed that not from teaching, from doing it and figuring out how simple it actually was. And that's why I can teach anyone to be a master prospector if they just follow what I teach. That's over at toddburrier.com, and that's a free download. So that's the second step. So you either have that person who vomited all over everybody, and then they got so much rejection, they're in stage 2, or you have the person who's immediately in stage 2. They're just afraid to talk to anybody, like they're paralyzed. Well, can't I just post it on Facebook and people will sign up? No. Sorry, no. And then stage 3, right, for the people that go through, because stage 2 is where people quit. This is where they quit, right? They don't typically, the ratio of people that quit, I don't know the statistics, but it's probably 80% of the people that quit in stage 2. They just don't stay long enough to get past it. That's just all it is. It's as simple as that. They rob themselves of opportunity because they don't stay long enough to get through this part of the learning curve. Stage 3 is it starts to click. You're still not super confident, but you're seeing results because you've managed to push through it. And most of the time, you're pretty good. You say the right stuff. You say it in the right way. You know, you're not too hypey. You're not pushy. You're not pressureful. You're getting a little more comfortable, but you still have to be focused. All right. And then stage 4, it's just a flow. It's like, it just wouldn't matter. You could say almost anything, but the way you say it and the confidence you say it with helps people go, man, I am open. I'd like to check it out. Right. So this comes from practice and consistency, right? That's why you will hear every successful person in the industry tell you consistency is the key. It's not skill, right? It's consistency. Because doing it consistently, day in and day out, is how you get skilled. And so it's the chicken or the egg, right? You gotta do it consistently. You gotta practice every day with live people. That's how you get better. So that's the stages of the learning curve for becoming a master prospector. You can. Right? If you want deep training on that, check out my Blueprint Process training or my process book. That's a little inexpensive book that, by the way, is a phenomenal tool for anyone in your pipeline who's seriously considering doing the business. If you let them read that book, they'll be like, oh, I could do this. And that's the key. I could do this. All right. So hope this was helpful. Feel free to share it. And again, if you haven't gotten the 27 scripts or you want to go check out the process book or the Blueprint Process, go over to toddburry.com and hit products and you go check it out. All right. Have a great day.